We're at Play NYC with Kurt and Simple Machine. And what do you do here?
So we are a local game studio here in New York. We make mobile games for Apple and Android. And we're here to show our games here today and be a part of this awesome convention.
So what did you bring here today? What games did you bring?
So we brought two games here today, Pop the Lock, and we also brought Calculator the Game. So Pop the Lock is a game that we first made 2 years ago. Blew up, got like 25 million downloads. It's free. It's on Android and iOS. And there's also an arcade cabinet at Dave & Buster's and other arcades around the U.S.
Great. And the other game is
It's
Lucky
Calculator the Game. Yeah, actually, let me grab this.
Yeah.
This little guy here, his name's Clicky. So you got a little nice little pillow there. Yeah, you can do your taxes on it if you like. Not responsible for any IRS problems you get into. But yeah, so we released this 3 weeks ago. Again, free on iOS and Google. And this game is, what we wanted to do with it is like math is so serious and like it's really hard for people to like jump into a math game. So we kind of set out to make like math game with portals. So it kind of like turns into this game where you start deleting numbers, you start reversing numbers. There actually are portals at the end of the game where you're kind of like jumping numbers from one side to the other and they're adding. And we really wanted to make it not a math game, but a game that kind of makes you play with numbers in a new way.
We also saw that you guys did the fidget spinner app for Fidgetly.
Yeah, so when they contacted us actually about Pop the Lock, and they were looking to make that like more of like a game controller. So they were saying like, hey, we want to take this like smart fidget and we want to try and take all the numbers that are coming out of it and make like a game controller. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. And they wanted us to look at Pop the Lock. But I ran a music studio prior to going into games, and my thought was just like, there's got to be something you could do with this that's like even beyond like game controller. And my first thought was I used to scratch turntables in my college room. It's the first time I got into credit card debt. I was like, got my first credit card. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. Bought some records, and I started messing around with it. And of course, like I don't have them anymore. And my immediate thought was just like, man, if it could be like digital vinyl almost. Something that DJs could use or something like that, or I would even want to make music with. So when we tried it out and tested it, and it worked, man, same thing you thought, blew my mind. When I heard it going, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. For Simple Machine, we do a lot of different stuff. Our mobile games are the things that we kind of focus on as a small startup. We're only 7 years old at this point now, so we've been around long enough to kind of establish a reputation, but there's so many things that we want to get into, like jumping now into the arcade cabinet stuff, messing around with more like a Bluetooth controller thing, just kind of like messing around, seeing what we can come up with.
That's great. So you can check out Pop the Lock and
Calculator the Game.
Calculator the Game right here at Play NYC.